Hello, hello, hello. Guys, bear with me. I'm a few minutes late doing this, but I'm trying to get myself situated here. Perfect, perfect. Hello, hello. I'm going to give a few more minutes for you guys to enter the room. This was supposed to start about 15 minutes ago, but it's all good. I'm here now. I think my book title also might be a little bit backwards, but it's good. Fantastic. Hello, hello, hello. Awesome, awesome. A minute or two to have people join the room. I haven't done a live since February, and I'm really grateful that I get to come back and do a live today. And today is just like an awesome day to celebrate. As you guys can see, that I just released a book that I've been working on for almost, I would say a little over 3 years. And it was definitely a labor of love. And it's practically all the things that I've gone through, even before I decided I'm going to go on this whole entrepreneur, I would say wellness journey, everything that I've gone through, it's actually what I put together in this cute little package, this amazing package called Powerless to Empowered. Even how the name came up, we're going to go through that too. So, guys, I just want to welcome you. Welcome, guys. Everyone out there, welcome. If you're just joining me, my name is Finda. I'm your empowered guide in wellness. And this is my second live this year since the first one I did back in February. So guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm here today celebrating the release of my latest project, my book, Powerless to Empowered. I did a couple of videos, I would say the past couple of weeks ago. If you guys haven't seen any of the new videos I've actually released, I did one. Before I even get into that, feel free, guys, if you're just joining me, to click that subscribe button to help me grow. You guys, the encouragement that I get from you guys, it really gives me a lot more confidence for me to keep going. It shows me that someone out there, I'm pouring into somebody out there, and you guys are also going to take this message and pour it into the next person when it comes to you going after what you truly are meant to do in this world. So guys, thank you for joining me. As I said, my name is Finda. I am your empowered guide in wellness, and this is the celebration of my book, Powerless to Empowered. The two videos that I have out there, I actually did two together because I was like working between two different series. There was one, and it's different ways to get healthy, and that was part two. I did that as acupuncture. I did that for I would say 2 weeks ago. It was absolutely amazing. It was my first time doing acupuncture. I was really intimidated because I'm scared of needles, but the lady who did it actually just gave me so much information. She was absolutely professional and just really, really, I would say, well versed in it. And I felt so incredibly comfortable, and I'm learning so much. I'm actually now becoming more of a student of acupuncture. So guys, check that out. I'll have all those links down for you in the description. The links will be there. And in the second one that I just released last week, it was such a fun video. And that was part two of self-care. And I had the privilege of working with an amazing health food store, Green Acres in Piscataway. Absolutely amazing. Even if you don't live in Piscataway, if you're driving by, feel free to check it out. They have everything you can think of when it comes to actually just starting a healthy lifestyle for you and your entire family. So that also is available in the link below. So guys, now getting into the book, Powerless to Empowered. Such an amazing project. When I thought about doing it, actually, my love had the idea to tell me, like, I think you should write a book. And I wasn't quite sure if I had enough information in me that actually was book worthy practically. So I didn't think that I had like enough experience or I had enough life experience to write a book. But the more I sat down and actually just kind of, put the notes together, I saw that I had so many lessons in me that other people can use. Powerless to Empowered is more like I would say, little versions of Monday Motivation all together in one book, so which is absolutely amazing. And the way I came up with the name, it's based on the fact, you guys all know my story, how my journey started. I am dyslexic. I did not learn how to read or comprehend until I was 17 years old, and it's always been a struggle for me. So before I even knew how to do that, the beginning of before I was even diagnosed was such a struggle, where that story is in the book. The beginning, that's how the book actually starts. It's based on the fact that I was actually told, my father was told, my parents were told, they actually just thought that I was mentally retarded. Their words, not mine. That's what I was told. They were told that I was just mentally retarded, that I would have to have assistance throughout my life for me to actually have some kind of quality of life or to even give back to society in somehow. So that became my, I would say, the conversation. That became my story. I believed that for so long. And the very first time I heard that was the very first time I felt powerless in my life. And that's literally what kicks off the book. Like the whole footing for you, to give you an example. It's the very first time I actually felt like I could not really do much because I have to rely on other people. And further to say, like, it's now being in my 40s, from a girl that was only 17 years old. It's amazing how we believe the words that people actually say to us, the words that people speak on us. And that's something that it took me years and decades for me to learn, that those are just words, and what I truly believe in myself is what actually who I am and how I'm created. And you guys know that if you're familiar with my content, there's a lot more faith-based that I actually wrap into into my content, because I truly believe that if God put you on this earth to do something, no matter what somebody says, you're going to do it, no matter how long it takes. It's all completely up to you and hard work. And that's one of the things that I really had to go on this journey to learn. And I learned that my empowered journey was more of a self-discovery and more of self-development program that I put myself through. Even when it came to my ups and downs, pitfalls with wellness, everything else that I went through with my body. That's why I'm so focused and actually just teaching women how to be a healthy mind, body, and soul, because I wasn't like that. It was an 11-year battle with, my body and everything else, what I didn't like about my body. So that's why I'm actually just so incredibly passionate about helping out women. So all those stories of me feeling more less than or more powerless, that's why I actually named the title of the book, appropriately titled Powerless to Empowered. And my brand is called Empowered by Finipakua. I feel like one of the reasons why I call it that, it's my definition of what being empowered is. Being empowered is actually you being more confident, you being more bold, you being more brave in who you are as a person, as an individual. And it's just you finding you. When you are this empowered person, you think of something really big, something that's bigger than yourself. So I feel like that's why at the beginning of my life, I felt more powerless. And even when I moved to New Jersey, if you read the book, there's so many stories in there where I felt a lot more powerless in different things that I've gone through, but I always found my way out of there. And there's some really awesome things about this book. Close look at it. Yes, awesome project. There's some awesome things about this book. And when you first actually start reading it, to even digress and give you guys the whole blueprint exactly why I have the confidence I have and why I have the drive I have, I would not have this without my dad. Since I was a little girl at 4 years old, he planted the seed in my head saying, you're bigger than this. You're made for something big. You're made for something big. You're made for something big. And if you guys are into faith, he used to actually call me his little Joseph. He would tell me that you're made for something big. There's something big out there waiting for you. So as a 4-year-old, I believed it. And also I just thought that he's my dad. He's just telling me these things for me to feel better because he knows I'm a little different. But he also used to tell me, this thing that you hate about yourself, you're going to realize it's actually a blessing. This is actually a gift to you without even knowing it. And I would say the same thing. He's just telling me this so, I can feel bad, so I can feel good and not feel so bad about myself. But in hindsight, he was completely right. If I did not have quote unquote a learning disability, I don't think I would be so driven. I don't think I would push myself to actually see who I really am inside. And I attribute all of that to actually having this little handicap, I would call it, that I was born with. It actually makes me feel um, a lot more, like I would say, powerful when I step into who I am, because without that handicap that I have, I never would have done that. I feel like I actually would have just been, I would have just skate by. I would have just actually gone by throughout life and actually just been okay with it. But the fact that I was told, hey, you're going to need someone to help you out. You're going to need this to happen. You're going to need people to actually carry your hand throughout society. I didn't want that for myself. So every time I actually either create new videos or I connect with people, creating something awesome to bring to you guys, is because I'm constantly telling that little girl that was told years ago that you are not capable of doing X, Y, and Z, that guess what, we're doing it. Guess what, we're doing it. So I feel like every time I do something, like even this book, every time I do something, from a girl who could not read really that well to writing a book, I felt like to this day I'm still not. It's like a surreal moment for me that I wrote something, even though I was told that I cannot read, I'm not going to be capable to actually function. So those are the things that I'm just really grateful for when it comes to this book. That's why I named it Powerless to Empowered, because I feel like my journey of being so powerless, even to these days, there are moments where I feel powerless. But when I tap into what my dad taught me, that I was born for something bigger, when I tap into the things I tell myself every morning, and also when I just tap into my faith, I know that without my God, I'm nothing. So I'm just really grateful that I had a dad who taught me those things, and that's one of the things I pour into my son is the words that people speak over you, because I believe those words for years, and it really slowed me down. So now I'm speaking amazing words over myself to like actually show the people exactly, or show myself what I'm capable of and exactly what's in me. If you guys are just joining me, I'm Finda. I'm your wellness coach. I'm your empowered guide in wellness. Tongue tied. I'm your empowered guide in wellness. And today I am celebrating the release of my book, Powerless to Empowered. It's now available on Amazon. Right? It's available on Amazon. And towards, if you stick around towards the end of this, I'll let you guys know what the things that I'll be up to in person with the book throughout the fall and throughout the winter. So that being said, as I was saying, about the book. A little story in the book one of the things that I open up with that I love. I've talked about it a lot on my channel, and it's a story that I even shared when I did a speaking engagement about 2 years ago. And it was something that just wowed me to let me know that I belong in New Jersey. If you're familiar with me, you probably heard the story before. And it's when I moved here with $360. That's actually information in the back of the book. $360. I moved to New Jersey at the peak of the recession in 2008. As a matter of fact, it was in November. Everyone was telling me, "You're crazy. What are you doing? You're moving to New Jersey. People are not hiring anyone. No one really has a job. I'm not quite sure what you're doing, what you're thinking." So I prayed about it. My father always told me, whenever you're confused about something, put it into prayer. So I prayed on it, and I even had a dream about it. So I actually just felt like, okay, it was either between moving to New York or was going to be moving to around San Francisco area, because I wanted to work in entertainment. So it's just long story short, I met a friend at the gym who actually was a friend of my older sister's, and she was a stewardess, and she tends to work between Queens and Pennsylvania. So I was telling her, I said, "Hey, I'm really looking into relocating to New York, but I don't know anyone." And she says, "Oh, that's interesting, because I have a place in Queens. Feel free to actually crash there whenever you need it if you're going out for interviews." So I felt like, okay, great. That's fantastic. So I took her up on that offer. That offer led me to me meeting her friends, which was awesome. I got to know those ladies for the past, I would say 10 years, when I my first few years in New Jersey, which was absolutely amazing. So I said, okay, with just my cousin inviting me in Plainfield, I still needed a place to stay. So he invited me to stay, and I came in November, but things did not work out. But I'm still only without, I was working a part-time job at the time, but I only had that at $360. And I learned how to make that stretch. That stretched a long time for me. So, but I had to find a place. I had to find a new place, and I had to pay rent. And I wasn't driving at the time, but I'm taking public transportation. So my money is dwindling down. So I moved to Westfield, and the place was $600 a month. And I didn't really have enough money for me to actually stay there. But I just knew by the time a month comes around, I'm going to have this money. So I remember that day, a night before rent was due. The man of the house, the husband, comes up to me. He asks me, say, "Hey, Finda, rent is due tomorrow. Do you have the money?" I said, "Of course, I have your money. No worries." So I didn't have his money at all. So I took my dad's lesson again, got on my knees and prayed. I said, "Hey," this was like the pivotal part here of this story. I said, "If I belong here, please let there be a way, find me a way for me to actually pay rent if I need to be here in New Jersey. If not, I will know my signs that I have to go back home to PA." So I got up that morning, getting ready to go teach my boot camp class at the YMCA, got my gym stuff together. And the place where I live, they had two nannies, one older one younger one. As a matter of fact, the younger one, she and I became really good friends. So the older nanny, she stops me. They were Filipino. She spoke Tagalog. In her broken English, she tells me, "Finda, do you have a minute? I have something for you." So I stopped in the hallway, and then she gives me $300. And she tells me this is for you. Don't give this back to me. Pay this forward to somebody else back down in your life that you know that needs it. Then she says, as I'm standing there, like dumbfounded, like, wow, like this is really happening. And she says to me, "You are meant to be here." So when she said that, I just knew that was my prayer the night before that actually came true. So I just felt like, wow, I was just completely blown away by it. Gave her a hug, but I still needed $300 more. So but I'm walking on cloud nine. I'm going to the train. The train was about a good 25 minutes walking distance from where I lived till we go to get the train. So I'm on the train, went to go teach my class, but I was hungry. I knew I at least had about maybe like up to $20 in there. I knew I had something, at least 10 or 20 in there for me to get lunch. So I went there to go get lunch. I put my card in the ATM, and then I get money for lunch. But then out comes a receipt. It tells me what my balance was. So I looked at my balance. My balance says it was like over $300 that came in that day. It was like way over that amount. I remember, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Will Smith in the movie Pursuit of Happiness, in the end where he gets the job. That was me at the ATM. I was so incredibly grateful. But I forgot that I had, prior then, I'd filed my taxes. So I got even double than what I wanted. So before that day was over, I paid the $600 in rent, and I had enough left over, at least for a few more weeks for me. And I just had this renewed vigor, like, yes, I'm meant to be here. So that's one of the stories in the book that I'm really, really proud of. And all of those stories, what I've shared with you guys, because when it comes to my wellness journey, I believe that it's not just nutrition, it's not just working out, it's actually a mind, body, soul connection. And because of those stories, it's the reason why Empowered gives you guys the money motivations. Because of those stories, the reason why I have fortitude and I'm very resilient when it comes to actually just really moving forward. And I feel like if anything at all, you guys can actually just look at me as an inspiration, because I feel like one of the quotes from Earl Nightingale, that success is it's a worthy idea. It's pursuing of a worthy idea. When you're pursuing a goal, that's successful. As long as you're going after something, you're learning, you're falling, you're getting up, you're learning again, you're falling, that's success. People actually would see success as money. Yeah, the money is great. Trust me, I do want the money. That's practically what all of us want. But I would say the inspirational part of the path to success is not quitting. When people actually get to see that trail behind you, people that have been watching you for years saying, oh man, I can't believe she hasn't quit yet. Oh man, I can't believe where she is right now. So all of those stories, or even how my brand started, it's all of those stories actually come together and they create this amazing story called Powerless to Empowered. I created this for you guys out there. I created this for you guys to know that not to quit, for you guys to know that anything is possible, and for you guys to know that as long as you have a purpose, things are going to get bad, things are going to get ugly, but as long as you know that you keep seeing yourself, you keep writing down exactly what it is your intentions are, and take action every day, things get better. Trust me, it completely gets better. This is a girl who's speaking to you. The woman who's in front of you guys today is a person who actually did not know anything when she moved here. I didn't even know exactly where I was going to sleep. When my cousin told me I had to leave, I did not know exactly where I was going to sleep, but I just knew that failure was not an option for me. So if failure was not an option for me, and I was told that I was not capable to actually function without people helping me out in society, imagine what you can do without anything holding you back, or without any kind of label hindrance on you. Imagine what you can do. So at the moral of my story, guys, I do everything to just inspire all you guys out to know like anything and everything is possible. If you guys are just joining me as I'm speaking about my new project, Powerless to Empowered, I'm Finda, your empowered guide in wellness. And I am incredibly grateful that I'm here today to actually tell you guys all about this book. And before I close this segment, I would say this coming up this fall and this winter, I have like a few different locations. I'm going to be in person. I'm selling my book in person and speaking about different stories in the book. And if you come out to meet me, I'm actually going to have a couple of them listed throughout. I would say by next month, I'm going to have a couple of places listed where I'll be, especially like in the Piscataway area or in the Edison area. I'm also looking into doing other things like out of state. Well, guys, stay tuned. I'm working on those things. When you come out to meet me in person, I'll definitely sign your book for you. And I'm just in such a great place right now. I'm in a great place to actually see a project come to fruition, to see that my book is available at Amazon for 20 different countries to have access to my story. To me, it's such a major win. So guys, without you, I couldn't do this, guys, without you. My YouTube channel from starting only at 9 people, which were just like I would say my love, my in-laws actually following me, or people that I really knew, close friends and family. Now to having over 300 people. It's still relatively small compared to other channels, but to me, this is really big because you guys interact with me. You guys would tell me I get clients from YouTube. So guys, I'm incredibly grateful. In closing, guys, it's never too late or you're never too early to go exactly after what it is that you are meant to do. I am truly, truly grateful for the time that you guys spend with me. And if you're watching this later, guys, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I have so many things that I'm working on in the background for you guys. And this is my latest project, my book, Powerless To Empowered, is what we're celebrating today. Guys, it's never, as I said, it's never too late. It is never too early for you to actually try something. It might not come together right away, but trust me, just keep doing it. You're going to see the holes in your game, and you're going to keep improving, and you're going to keep moving forward. As always, don't forget, guys, that power moves. Keep moving.